I feel like the whole world's gone crazy, but maybe it's just me. I'm tired. Nobody cares about stopping them besides me.
If you're hearing our voices, that means it's time for It's This Meets That, the podcast where we watch the worst movies from trailer to end credits, scene by scene, so you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared.
That's a good...
I'm just so fucking tired, man.
Yeah, that's quite
How
the
did I do?
opening.
How did I do?
No, it was good. That was quite the opening.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's very good. So we are...
Think about getting into voice acting.
Yeah, you should. Absolutely. Why not?
Thanks, buddy.
And we're back with part 2 of Sweet Girl, Sweet Child of Mine.
Sweet girl of mine.
So we are pretty much at the almost at the halfway point of this movie. We left off with the big motel fight sequence. 2 random dudes coming after Ray and Rachel. Not Rachel Ray, but maybe that works out. Now I'm just picturing Rachel Ray being the one who's kind of funny. I'll cook you up a nice bunch of... Anyway, so...
I do a pretty good Axl Rose to you, by the way.
It's going to come out because it's going to happen. So we left a motel action-packed sequence, and now we are back into... We're just going to get right into it. So
Did we say who you are and who I am?
Yeah, did we? Did we not?
Did we miss those lines?
Oh,
just say it now, just in case.
All right. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared.
And we're back.
I don't know. It would be funny if we did, and then we just did it again.
I can't remember. Did we actually?
I don't know. Edit in some music there.
Yeah. Did I just skip over that?
I don't know. What's real? What's real?
No one knows in this movie.
This blew my mind, dude.
Yeah, man. This movie might be better than you think. No, it's not. Big Pharma
Black
always
Swan
wins.
me.
Yeah.
Black Swan me. Big Pharma wins.
Big Pharma always wins. All right, so
we have a good time. We have a good time on this show.
Great time all the time. All right, so we had the motel action sequence, and then we cut to FBI agents, Agent Meeker and Beaker, the other guy.
Yep.
And he's just like the classic, like, I got a mustache, my hair is slicked back.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's like, just doing my job.
I didn't want to like I even recognize him just for the fact is like, I got a mustache, my hair is slicked back. Clearly I'm an FBI guy. It's like, what? No, what?
2 days from retirement.
Yeah. Have you ever actually looked at FBI agents? They're mostly just normal people.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're just people.
Just people being people.
Yeah, you don't need to have slick back hair and a mustache. Anyways. So the FBI break into Rachel Ray's home, and they get kind of like the full picture. All of a sudden, now looking at this, when you see it like this, when the FBI look at it, you're like, you know what? Yeah, this is definitely the home of a crazy person.
Yeah.
There's like a punching bag in the middle of the room. There's photos and like a cross in the middle of one room. And then all of a sudden you get to the big room where it's like the old investigation board that should be in an FBI, scene.
Not a good sign. Not a good. And somehow there's an hour left of this movie.
Yep. Yeah.
A whole one.
Yes. An entire 60 minutes.
Mm-hmm. So this is what I love. I love as soon as Meeker looks at the Pepe Sylvia scene over on the wall, she goes, well, we definitely got our suspect. What? Sure. Yeah. All right.
I guess that's how that works. So
yeah. And then the other guy goes,
nailed it.
Yeah. That APB we put out, the car was spotted 70 miles north of here, driving away from a double homicide. That sounds like them.
Must be them.
Yeah. Classic.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of, double homicides happening, but it's got to be them. Oh my God. And then we cut to Ray and Rachel in the car, which is really just Rachel talking to herself pretty much, but
just justifying the murders. And then she finishes it with, I hate this.
Yeah.
And Yeah, you probably should because you're murdering people.
Yeah. Actually,
Not great.
you're looking like more of the villain than this is the problem with the movie.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah.
They look like they are the villains of this movie because they're just like, murdering people. And it's like, yeah, you are completely overshadowing the, the tone you're trying to set. But it's like
Big Pharma is just murdering a normal amount of people. You're murdering extra people.
Yes.
That didn't have cancer. Probably.
Most likely. I mean, it's,
Yeah. Big Pharma only murders sick people.
Right.
You're murdering healthy people.
It's like those two henchmen, they probably have families, girlfriends.
Oh, maybe. They definitely had kids. Yeah, sure.
100%.
Yeah. Anyway, and then we cut to a car dealership, right?
Yeah. And then we got a dude in a black jacket who's the bad guy who
was a very vain hitman, as I like to call him.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So he just murders the guy at the car dealership immediately, and then spends an inordinate amount of time. Yeah, right. Why? Yeah. Then spends an egregious amount of time looking at himself in the mirror and just check it, be like, yeah, I look good.
Yeah, and it's also and then he steals the guy's shotgun that was hanging up over over his desk or something. I don't know, it was just really weird. It's what?
Yeah.
This
me? I'd fuck me.
It felt like such forced actions to make this guy seem like a cold-blooded killer, right?
Yeah. Yep.
What you didn't also that van, $8,000, really? Come on.
Yeah, come on.
That's
a $2,000 van.
Yeah, come on, that's a $2,000 van. So honestly, you know what? Maybe he did. Maybe the sales guy did deserve to get killed.
Come on, take the money and run.
That's definitely a $2,000. That's a $2,000 van, not an 8,500. Come on, that van's from this. And by the way, why is he buying a van? Because it's not. Doesn't stand out. No, what doesn't stand out is a Toyota Camry or a Honda or Civic. Get something that
get a small sedan that.
Why would you buy a hippie van that completely stands out no matter where you go?
Maybe a Buick. Nobody notices a Buick.
Yeah, the van you buy is people are oh, cool van, man.
Yeah, sick van, bro. Do you outfit that on the inside? You're going to get a bunch of van bros coming up to you.
Right. Everyone's going to recognize this baby blue van. And then we're
on the snowy road, right? Well, I was going to say this one we're driving up to
Canada.
Maybe that, well, no, because they abandoned the Canada thing because remember
did they at this point?
This is, I think, when they abandoned the Canada thing. They're we're not going to make it to Canada. Let's go to the road, that property that I own.
Which I could have sold and paid for and then this wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah. Which they never say. Again, they never say, but they're just we got to get off the road so I can figure things out. So they just off-road the Oldsmobile. But you're well, wait, this car is not designed for that.
No, are you kidding me? It's an old 442 from the 70s or, and it's that thing is not gonna, that's not snow.
He's and then he goes, I got to get out and look around. And you're why? Where are you? What are you hoping to get here? So then Ray pulls out his phone. He starts going through messages. He searches on Google for the Vinod Shah guy.
Yeah. So Vinod Shah is the next villain he's going after. So basically it's a trail he's leading towards, right? So we've already killed what's his face there? Keeley, thank you. The CEO with a trash bag, which by the way, a murder of a CEO, that would be I think a lot of people would be looking for.
Yeah, it's news, I think.
Yeah, so
yeah. Rich people matter in our society.
Yeah. They make themselves matter. So yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. And then, I love when he's searching around though, looking for Vinod Shah articles, and he goes, India's Gordon Gekko.
Oh my God.
Or Al Capone.
Oh my God.
I was this is the most heavy-handed storytelling.
I wanted to punch that. Everything, this whole scene. I wanted to punch it so hard in the face. What?
So stupid.
Oh my God.
Then they do a bunch of back and forth.
It's also by the way, who's watching this movie and is going to know who Gordon Gekko actually is?
Yeah, no one. Or Al Capone, probably.
I mean, Al Capone, I think at least kids would be like, people would be like, yeah, okay, Al Capone, sure. But Gordon Gekko, that's a character from a fucking movie from the 80s that, like, yeah, it's super popular, but like,
I mean, a lot of people have seen Wall Street, I guess. I don't know.
Do you think Gordon Gekko is a more recognizable reference than Al Capone?
Al Capone? Maybe. I don't know, man. I don't know anymore.
You might be right.
Like, I don't think people read about the 20s anymore.
Is fictional character more recognizable than fucking?
Yeah. Who's Herbert Hoover? I don't know. Said the teenager. I'm assuming. Like, no way, dude.
Wait. So you used to have phones on like the side of the street?
Yeah. Wait. Geraldo had a vault. Like,
I guess that's fucking true. Oh my god, it's fucking terrible to think about. But I was like, dude, what are the two most random people to like reference as like this guy and be?
Right, yeah, yes, that's fair. It's like staunchly in the 80s. Like,
yes, like you could have just picked way more, appropriate people like today. Like
India's Gordon Gekko or Scarface. Which good Al Capone reference and Al Pacino. Double Al.
Doubling up. I love it.
Gordon Gekko or Tony Montana. Yeah, okay, sure. Or Michael Corleone. Oh, okay. All right. No, just going to old movies. Movies. Got it. Okay.
So anyways, okay. Well, let's get past that. So
yeah, they're trading a bunch of lines back and forth between Rachel and Ray, talking about how like, well, if they found us in the motel, they can find us anywhere. I have to go after the Shah.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. This is where
what?
he decides he's got to go after Shah, and I was like, why? How is that? Is that?
Why?
It was a moment like the back of my jaw starting to hurt thinking about like what the fuck? Yeah. Like, how is that your logic? Like,
nothing makes sense in this movie. It's infuriating.
It actually turns it turns pretty quickly because like at the start, like you've got like the CEO of the company, and then like of course they're trying to play this bigger thing, which I get it, but like it just stumbles.
It's bigger than me. Okay.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's bigger than me to the other guy at the company. Like, it's not that. I think what makes it stumble is that like they make Keeley into such a powerful character that they're like, oh well, yeah, it's not me, the CEO. It's the COO of my company. Like it's like they're not. It's like everything at this point is lateral. They're not like doing well, it's bigger than that. It's this guy. And you're like,
right.
No,
right.
he works with that other guy.
Yeah. He's not, he's just like, he's just a level above you. That's it. Like
at most. Yeah.
At
not
most.
even probably like
C-suite. You're all in the C-suite there.
Right. Yeah. Your peers. It's like, oh no, it's not me. It's that other guy who's the same as me. Oh no.
Oh, fuck. I killed the CEO. No, it's COO. No, CFO. You're fucked.
Yeah. Like, no, it's the guy with the purse strings. That's who you want. Okay. All right. I guess so. They're like, no. It's the guy in charge of our customer experience. That's who you want. Wait a second.
Wait, what? Now I'm murdering like product managers and senior engineers? No. It's No. It's the guy who designed the fucking website.
It's the head of IT.
Classic.
No.
But Ray has decided to go after Shah.
I actually kind of like this part because he's using the axe. Ray's using the axe to cut down a tree, put up a road close on. He's like doing some kind of plan, which they don't explain. But then I like when he's walking around with a gun and Rachel goes, "Do you even know how to shoot that? It's not a hunting rifle."
Yeah.
And he goes, "You know I do, Ray." And I'm like, oh, great. This is about the first time I like called it out, kind of was like, oh, great. Now they're both Ray. Now they're both the same person.
Oh, so so he says this earlier, actually, and I caught it too. And I was like,
yeah, he does. Yeah.
When he first breaks into the room, I was like, we got to go, Ray.
Listen, Ray.
Yeah. I was like,
yeah.
You just literally just named your characters the same, which I get now. It's.
Yeah. I noticed it, but I didn't point it out earlier. Yeah. You're right. You're totally right. Yeah. And then like the exchange of dialogue here is stupid because they're just like, so what's your plan? Well, it's better to have it and not need it than not have it. He's talking about the gun and you're like, what? and then she's like, well, so all the values you taught me growing up are out the window just so we're on the same page. Dope. Okay. And then like Ray just like shoots the handgun and like wasting all of his ammo.
Like completely misses.
Like, does he know the price of 9mm bullets these days? It's outrageous.
I think it's pretty high. I don't know. We're not big gun guys, but I assume it's pretty high. You know,
The price is high. The price is high.
it's high. It's high. It's high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Rachel goes off into the woods to use that burner phone that she apparently bought somewhere that they don't show.
Yeah, and this is all weird too. And this is like, she just walks away from her dad, and like that's it. Like,
Makes a phone call.
yeah,
Sound travels in the woods, by the way.
yeah, it does.
Then talks to Meeker again, and says how she's, Rachel's been trying to stop her dad, but she can't. The only person he ever listened to is mom. She was a dancer. She had tendonitis and stress fractures, but
Classic.
she always smiled through the pain. And then I love Meeker is like not good, like as a character in this movie. Like she's just like, no, like she's tough like you. And Rachel justifiably goes, you don't know me.
Yeah, it's like what?
Yeah, and then for some reason, Meeker starts talking about Paloma, and because she had said that earlier, and she's like, "Who's Paloma? How do you know about Paloma?" And apparently, this is when we get the backstory of like she wanted a pet, and the stuffed bunny at the hospital was given to her by her mom who had cancer, and that was Paloma. And she was always, her mom was always looking out for her, even when she couldn't, which doesn't make sense.
None of this makes any sense.
Yeah, and this is like the first time we get a little bit of the "you're in control, you're Rachel Cooper, say your name."
Yeah, this whole thing was kind of weird too, but
I guess say it again.
Like part of this is like it's tough because like they're trotting this line of like, well, now with the big twist at the end, you have to go back through and make sure all of this stuff kind of lines up to being her, right?
Right, exactly. And this is like roughly halfway through the movie.
So then Ray's fixing the car because I guess it was broken. I don't know.
Yeah, they don't explain that. I mean, I guess he was off-roading the Oldsmobile, so like, unsurprisingly, it's broken now.
Yeah, and they basically have a moment, but it's now you think about it, it's just actually just her just mentally breaking down.
Yep,
he's not a good father, but it's also
not him. So
it's also not him, right?
Hard to say.
And basically, she's just like, "Yeah, I'm coming with you. We're doing this thing. We're going to continue going on." So, which is basically just her telling herself that it's time to, anyways, whatever.
Yeah. As long as we're together, we're still a family. That's what I always say. So then we get somewhere. The hitman is like filling up his shotgun.
Yeah, so we are back in the 1970s surfer van. He's out in the woods, and he's doing some, bad guy shit. He's kind of putting together some special shotgun shells,
which he's just dripping wax into them, which effectively turns them into slugs. Like he's making improvised slugs, but that's not like explosive.
Yeah, I agree. What I saw on film, I was like, does this actually make this do what it does?
No, it makes it definitely more dangerous than when it was full of bird or buckshot or whatever.
Right,
but,
where it kind of like spreads out when you fucking fill it with like candle wax, right? You're locking all those, right?
Right. You make it a big slug that just like goes through the person.
It's going to put a giant hole in you, basically, right?
Right, but it's not going to explode like that.
No, and it was so weird. And then he goes outside and he just like shoots it, and it's just like explodes. I was like, did he pour something else in there we missed? I don't know. I don't think so. No. Candle wax and
like buckshot.
This movie starts. It's off the rails right now. So then we are. Ray and Rachel pull up to a fancy house. Another car drives by, and it's the hitman. Right. So they're like, park outside this fancy house. We don't know who it is yet. Yep. Presumably, it's Vinod. It's a mansion. Yeah. Because that's where they're heading next. Yeah.
Right. And then our conspicuous van drives by.
Yes, our surfer van just drives by.
Yeah. Oh man, that must be the hitman. And then Rachel goes, "Look," and it's like, "Oh, look, there's Vinod Shah, like getting into his car, doing whatever in the driveway, milling about." They get in this like 3-car formation convoy, like 3 SUVs, and then start driving away, and our heroes start to follow. Right.
Well, Rachel's like, "Hey, you get in there." He's like, "Not getting in there." And Ray's like, we're not going in there. And he just speeds off. And it's kind of I don't know, this whole sequence didn't make any sense to me. So he just speeds off. I don't know where he's driving because he drives past the hitman guy, right? And just away.
Yeah. Oh, because He's just following more closely. He's following the convoy more closely than the hitman.
Well, yeah, but also at the same time, apparently he knew where they were going to head because earlier on, he pulled out the road, like the road close sign.
Yep.
Which is
he
like
set all the traps. He set there's double cow traps going. There's
cow traps. Fuck yeah, man. Fire it up.
Making a comeback.
Yep. And then he does set up the sign saying like the tunnel is closed and blah, blah, blah. So he sets all this stuff up like much earlier. But it's just like, hey, is there only one way? Was there only one road to get out of whatever?
Apparently, yeah.
I don't
road.
want to think too much about it.
And like these private security teams are awful.
Yeah.
Right. They're doing a very bad job.
Like, how much money are you paying them?
Too much, because they suck. So like the first convoy car drives over a set of caltrops. It's only the first car. They're disabled.
Boom.
Apparently everyone else avoids that.
Yeah.
Somehow. Unclear.
I thought the same thing too. It's like the first I was like, wait, did everyone just drive around?
Because the whole road is covered in tire spikes at this point, as far as I can tell.
Yeah. No, I mean, I guess apparently once you hit a caltrop, it's like it makes it no longer useful.
Sure, like the handful that are under the tires of the car that they, Anyway,
you can see how the logic is slowly just like disappearing in this movie. Like, you're like, fuck it, we need to keep moving things along here, right?
Yeah. So then you're right. Ray does get ahead of the convoy because then he unblocks his blocked tunnel.
Yep.
And the second car pulls up to the tree in the road that he cut down earlier, and they're like, "Well, there's a tree in the road. Guess we got to back up." And that's when
that's the only way out of town.
Something's wrong. Get us out of here. Okay. So they start backing up, and then. Out of note, like Ray gets a front end loader from somewhere.
That's what it is. I was stuck in a name. I was like, well, it's a tractor. It's a fucking bucket thing. It's
it's not a backhoe. It's a front end loader.
That's why. Yeah. Okay. Front end loader. Okay. Yeah. And he just plows into the first.
Yeah. Which ruthless.
Like what?
So obviously Vinod is now shaking in his boots. And he's like, I don't know. We got to get out of here. Like, go through the tunnel. So they go through the tunnel, and obviously they go through the traps that Ray had set earlier. And they're stuck. And then the hitman pops up on the other side of the tunnel.
And this is where I got a little confused. So the hitman pops up on the other side on the bridge. Yeah. So there's a tunnel leads to the bridge, and there's like a tree that's down in front of the tunnel. They try to crank over the tree. It doesn't happen. And the hitman's
on the other side. Yeah.
Yeah. He's on the other side. So he comes out and he's got his little, explosive candle wax shotgun and just blows up the fucking Chevy.
Right. Yeah. Just like blows up the SUV, which doesn't make any sense.
Nope.
And then the bodyguard, both the bodyguard and Vinod get out of the car somehow miraculously.
Yeah.
Before as it explodes, and the bodyguard gets gunned down immediately. And then Ray on the other side of the tunnel starts like setting off fireworks, which and somehow
didn't quite. What was?
I don't know what the point of that was. And then Vinod he ends up catching him and like holding him at gunpoint.
Yeah.
And then
because Vinod runs back through the tunnel the other way, right? Right. And then I don't get the fireworks thing. That didn't make any sense. It's a bunch of firecrackers.
Yeah. Right.
Like to sound like gunfire? I don't know.
I guess. Yeah. And then Vinod has a couple of good like throwaway lines of like, well, there's nowhere to go. We can get to anyone. And pretty soon, powerful people are going to be looking for a little girl who lost both her parents, which.
How did we not?
Well, no, because that's a line of like, oh, he's going to die soon. Like that's like, it's not about, it's a threat. It's a threat to him.
That's a good point. Right. But at the same time though, like, oh, now it's like, so these moments I'm like, I'm kind of into this stuff, but like,
yeah, it's a bad movie, but it's written well enough that like, I didn't truly see the twists coming.
I didn't either. I mean, like we said, we called out like how things actually played out and like the trailer trash, but like, I didn't see the twist coming, like, which again,
and even like, we saw the signs. We've noted the signs, but we didn't piece it all together until the end.
Yeah. I give them that.
Yeah. So this is when the hitman kills Vinod and then double taps the other bodyguard.
He's like just out of nowhere. He's like, boom. All of a sudden Vinod just gets a shot to the head while Ray gets any
answers.
Yeah. Yep. And he's just like, oh shit. And he just runs, which is technically Rachel, but he just runs down the other way. Mm-hmm. Hitman is, of course, because as all hitmen do, They walk slowly because, that's more ominous.
Right. Shoots out Ray's tire, though, before he drives away.
Yeah. So he does a pretty crazy action sequence, slides underneath the tractor and shoots out his tire.
So they just got their tire shot out by our hero, the hitman.
Mm-hmm.
And they go away so they can presumably fix the flat that they now have.
Mm-hmm.
So they get out of the car. Ray's taking it out on Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
She was, I guess he just wanted her to drive away, which she is he, and it's a whole thing. Makes sense why they didn't drive away.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel recognizes that guy as the guy from the subway, and they're like, we got to go. So they drive away. They're driving past a diner, and they see the conspicuous van.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, this guy's got the most recognizable car going. And luckily, he didn't make it very far.
Yeah, and 3 sheriff's cars, all having dinner, all having a diner. So
everybody's having dinner at the diner together.
Dinner at the diner. They stole it. But just a little bit before this, but they get to a gas station. They stole a tow truck because that's also very inconspicuous. Before they get to the diner, they stole there's like a really quick scene of them going to a gas station that's shut down, and they steal it.
Right.
Ray, aka Rachel, breaks into a tow truck, steals a tow truck, which is like, yet again, the worst vehicle to
right.
Not a good vehicle to steal.
Awful. You're right. Yes. So then they go to confront the guy at the diner.
Yes.
And Ray,
the hitman,
rolls in. Yep. Ray rolls in, is like, your business is me with done. Shah's dead. Mm-hmm. And the guy's like, no.
Yeah.
Like,
go ahead.
My contract's to take out anyone who can implicate my employer. So. Yes.
And this is very, very, very fucking clear. It's the politician,
right?
The defining moment that it's her, and he actually literally says it in like 2 seconds from now. But
cannot be implicated. So then we get our whole sob story here from the hitman talking about the village that he grew up in, and they were farmers, and a group of rebels came and slaughtered everyone in my village.
This is the stupidest fucking. I hated this.
Blah blah blah. Yeah. For years he hunted the rebels one by one. He gets how Ray feels. Sure, you want revenge, but
there's
what
always
does revenge really get you?
Yeah, right. There's always someone bigger, right? And then he's like, "You're the village, and I am the opposition."
The opposing force, but yes.
Oh yeah, opposing force. Right, that's right. That's what he says.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It means the same thing.
Yes.
Yes. And he sucks. Shitty. I hate this guy more now.
Yeah.
I was kind of into the hitman earlier. He was,
making up some weird shotgun shells, but whatever. It's fine.
Yeah, looking at himself in the mirror. I don't know. He seems like a cool dude. Now, I'm not so sure.
No.
So I love the proposition here, right? Ray gives him there's 3 ways this is going to go down. 1, I tell the cops that are sitting behind us and we both get into trouble, and nobody wants that, right? 2, I'll walk out the door right now and hide forever. I'll just go around the world and do whatever I want and whatever. Or 3, you tell me who hired you and I'm going to go after them. And when I do, you can take another shot at me someday. And that way we both get what we want. And you're like, wait, 3 doesn't very, very elaborate.
I'm not sure I follow. Can you repeat that one? And at the same time, the hitman's just kind of like, all right, yeah, I'll take option 3, I guess.
Well, no, that the hitman just goes, no, it's none of those options.
Yeah,
and you're like, wait,
that's right.
What? And he goes, I love it. He's like, you're a dilettante in my world. You've killed what? Like 5 people? Lame. Like, you're lame.
I can see beyond those eyes,
Yeah.
You've killed someone, blah, blah.
It's like, think about it this way, you jumped, I'm just the pavement closing in.
Great line, right? No, not really. Actually, it's terrible.
Yeah,
terrible line.
See you in Pittsburgh. Only equaled by see you in Pittsburgh.
No one says that. But this is also,
Casablanca.
so this is also just like, I mean, just before this, so he lays out she, Rachel, Ray, whatever, lays out the three options, and they're all fucking terrible. And bad dude goes the whole thing, but he tells her, Rachel, Ray, like, hey, yeah, you're actually going for the Diana Morgan.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't like explicitly say it, but he's like, you're on the right path. Like he gives her. No,
he literally says her name. He says her name. He definitely does.
The way that he says it, he's just like, oh, who do you think it is? Like Diana Morgan? Like what? Like I don't know.
I mean, like it's pretty on the nose. And then Ray, who's Rachel, also just says like, oh, the senator, which is also wrong because
not true.
Yeah, she's not a senator yet.
She's a representative.
Yes, and she's running for So that was a little goof, but
yeah.
And then
then they walk out.
Yeah. And then another a subtle moment, but this is when the hitman he looks at Rachel and is like, Rachel, see you soon. Yeah. Or like, so it's like, oh yeah, okay, this all makes sense now. Like, why would he call her out when they're
threatening the kid? What?
Yeah, right. So back to Pittsburgh we go.
Yeah, and then this is, I feel like they did like that little weird tow truck cut. That was like, I think that was why I was confused, because I thought that the tow truck thing happened now, because they're like in that weird garage when like
no, they had
the tow truck drives away.
No, they had it before they got to the diner.
Yeah. So anyway, at this point, there's a weird tow truck scene with the garage that I don't understand. It's not the stealing of it. It's like they're driving away now, but it's like the morning. Like, do they sleep in the tow truck? I guess.
I don't know. None of it makes any fucking sense. Yeah. Like,
and then they go to the FBI office.
So we cut to the FBI office. We got Meeker and Beaker. We get another lead on Ray, quote unquote Ray. And then like FBI agent Meeker, she feels that she's like talking to her partner, being like, "I've got this weird feeling I need to protect Rachel," type of thing. Like, oh yeah, the classic. Hey, you got kids? Is this your fucking partner? Is this your partner? Wouldn't you know if he's got kids? What the fuck?
No. They're just like on assignment together, I think.
Oh, is that what okay, yeah.
I think so. They're like, they clearly are not partners because they don't know anything about each other. Like,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, kids.
Yeah, you got kids, Beaker. Me.
And she's like, I don't know. Like, doesn't the idea of Rachel being involved in this whole thing bother you? He's like, no, every case I've worked has been about kids one way or the other. You're like, what? Like, wait, what?
He's just like, just do the work.
Yeah, just do the work. And like Meeker's like, well, how is she possibly going to get over all the horrible shit that she's seen? He's like, just do the work.
It's like, what? Slick back mountain with the hair and the fucking mustache.
Yeah. And then the FBI immediately is like, oh, Ray's been spotted in a tow truck. Oh,
ta-da!
Okay. That was easy. Yeah. Glad this lasted.
And then we're at Pittsburgh at the night, and now we get a tow truck heading back into Pittsburgh, obviously, because they're heading to go get the whoever. Doesn't matter.
They're 12 minutes away from something. They're going to the Fort Pitt Tunnel, apparently, which I guess is a thing.
And then there was classic line from Rachel, who is now saying this to herself as she's driving this thing, but she says like, "Oh, the chopper, it's on us."
Yeah, the chopper, it's on us. Yeah, I love that line too.
It's pretty good.
She's not a good actor.
No, one bit.
I'm sorry, Dora,
but yeah,
not for you. Yeah. Try a different one.
Try again.
I didn't see Dora the Explorer, to be fair. Maybe she's good.
Then we get some tow truck action. In all of a sudden, Ray, who's driving, Dora the Explorer is in the passenger seat.
Yep.
Although it's her driving. They're just like cranking through red lights because this helicopter's after them, and like obviously the cops are on, the FBI is on them.
Yeah, suspect is armed and dangerous.
And they're just like cranking through red lights, and like he's yelling at people in the crosswalk in the right of way and being like, "Get out of the way!" And it's like,
I'm walking here.
You know they can't hear you, right? Kind of like the bells you couldn't hear. Just like all logic is just fucking thrown out the window. And then they get caught in ball game traffic, which is
still 34 minutes left in this movie.
Oh my God. Yeah. So they get caught in ball game traffic because like that's what's going to happen if you go to Pittsburgh and you're Driving over the bridge. Yeah. So
Pirates
did you not?
game?
Yeah. And then we get shots from the trailer of Ray, Jason Momoa running across the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're leading up to the PNC Park climbing up on the roof moment, right? From the beginning of the movie.
And the foot chase is so boring to get there. So I'm glad when they finally get
so
to
boring.
a place. It's so boring. And there's they get to the roof. The music is ridiculous. By now, the music is coming to a head. We're getting to the climax. It's very clear that they're trying to guide us to the climax here.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets on the stadium roof, which it looks way higher from this vantage point, whatever angle they're filming from now, than it did at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
In the trailer, I don't know. In the trailer, it looks achievable. It looks like maybe it's a 30-foot drop to the water, directly to the water. When you see it in the scale, in the context of the rest of the stadium, because I haven't been there, so I don't know that there's that sidewalk next to it and the street next to it, and you'd have to jump 100 feet beyond.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's some science to there's the height of the building and then the distance from but
yes,
I'm not.
I'm no mathemologist, as we always say.
There's no way.
There's just no way. Oh,
God.
No, I was just saying the FBI is here now to try to talk him down.
I'd also like to call out that this entire time when he's running through all of PNC Park, not a single opposing team jersey in the entire stadium.
Really? I didn't notice.
Yeah. Which means...
Pirates all paying for
it. Which means, exactly.
Which means Pirates is the new Snapple.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what that means, but yes, I agree.
You know exactly what it means.
Okay. So then, all right. So we have culminated. We're back on the top of PNC Park. This is the roof. This is where the movie started, and
I culminated all right.
Jesus Christ. And then we get a shot of Jason Momoa, Ray, looking out across the city skyline. We see the Bioprime building right there.
Yep. Which I didn't notice. Good call out.
Which was also in the beginning of the movie. And then FBI agent comes up, and now we get the dialogue of hey, I can help you, blah, blah.
Yep. Agent Meeker.
Yeah, Agent Meeker. Yeah. Right.
It wasn't right. What happened to you? No one's going to hurt you. I'm here to help.
Yeah.
And this is when we get...
My God.
This is when it starts becoming Tyler Durden situation.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'll let you handle this.
I don't need you. And then this is when things got confused, because it's still Jason Momoa's body that we're looking at.
Yes.
But Agent Meeker says, we've been talking. Don't you know? Paloma.
Yeah. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. And then we get it's Rachel. It's Rachel, as what Agent Meeker's saying, and then it kind of does the what flashback, and it's all of a sudden it's Rachel that we see, and she's it wasn't supposed to be like this, and you're like, oh what, no,
oh no, and then then they do. Is this the point where they do the flashback basically through the entire movie?
The whole movie, she's doing all the murdering.
Yeah, she's the entire time it's been Rachel.
It's exhausting. So then this is when we get just a lot of say your name, because Agent Meeker's trying to snap her out of it, trying to get her to realize that she's in control of the situation. She's not Ray. Say your name, and she just say your name. She shouts.
So, and this comes back to early on, the first phone call. They obviously recognized that it was still Rachel. Right. It wasn't. Right. So she was trying to hey, get in control of yourself and the situation, which, okay. All right.
I'm Rachel Cooper. And then that's when they go, we got a positive ID. Her name's Rachel Cooper. And she's like, oh, fuck, I got to get out of here. And she jumps.
I'm pretty sure they'd be like, fucking shoot her. It's let's just end this. She's
take her out.
Yeah. She's murdered a CEO of a company.
She's killed many people at this point.
Yes. And one being a very prolific, one's
important. Yeah.
Yeah. He's raising $10 million for India,
Africa. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. They all need help,
Tomato.
Yeah, they all need help, right? Jesus Christ. Piece of shit.
The worst. So then she jumps, and predictably becomes unconscious, and then they get her because they're like, well, there's the body in the water. So they load her up in the ambulance.
She has a neck brace on.
Yeah. Oh, she's doomed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's in the ambulance, and she's like looking at the scissors. She snags some scissors, and then she starts attacking the FBI, which
she just fucks up everyone in this ambulance. Like guy who's like guy who is literally like, I am just trying to help you. I don't know you. I don't care.
Yeah.
My job is literally to help you. And she just fucks him up.
Yeah. Lame. So lame. And then this is when we get, she takes the wheel, and this is the ambulance flipping that we get from the trailer. It's the ambulance that she flips, that you're trying to save her life.
Yep. Yes. Yeah.
And then finally she kicks out the windshield and escapes with her backpack
and just walks away.
Explorer. Yeah.
No big whoop. Everyone else in the van is tossed.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Meeker might be the only survivor. The rest of the crew looked pretty banged up. I don't know.
And all their job was, they're an ambulance crew, and they're just coming to help someone stay alive. And she just literally just yet again.
What a nightmare. So sweet child of mine. This is when we get she's singing on the bench.
I'm not sure I can edit that song in there because we probably get like a cease and desist, but
we're definitely just bleep it out.
Yeah, okay.
So she's singing on the bench. She's hallucinating now. We're talking about Rachel at this point. There is no Ray, only Zool.
There is no Rachel Ray. There's only Ray or Rachel.
Yeah. And she's hallucinating someone touching her hair. There you are. I'm scared. And it's her dad. It's Ray. She talks this is when we get the line that she feels like the whole world's going crazy. Maybe it's just me. I'm tired. No one cares about stopping them. And then she has an epiphany, and she sits up to the campaign rally.
Yeah. Because,
Just when you thought the movie was over.
Just when
they pull you back in.
Yeah. There's a solid 20 minutes left. So this, man, like this movie, the good people, good guys, whatever, Rachel and Ray are the villains.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
like this movie's presented them as villains. And it's like,
they're monsters. They've killed a lot of people.
Yes. They've murdered fucking people
in cold blood. Yeah.
Yes. And have accomplished nothing. I mean, I know they kind of.
Yeah, we'll get to it, but
so we jump to campaign rally. Diana Morgan, who was in the beginning of the movie in a newscast, grilling CEO who is now dead with a trash bag to the face, and she's giving some big, typical politician, big bullshit speech.
The fight begins here.
We've got to.
Is that how she sounds? That's terrible. Yeah.
Yeah,
the fight begins here. That's probably what she says.
There you go. And we're cleaning up big business, It's like, okay.
Yeah. Cleaning out the rot. That's what she always says. That's her thing.
Yeah.
We're cleaning out the rot.
Yeah.
Okay. She's like, I'm running for senator. Speaking of rot.
It's more on the nose, obviously, conversation about politics and big business and blah, blah, blah. And we got Rachel sneaking around,
Yep.
And we also have the bad dude, the hitman, who's kind of like lurking in the shadows too. And he's like kind of like keep an eye on her, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
And then we kind of, oh, God.
I was just saying, she wraps up her stump speech here with, this is our state and it's not for sale.
Pretty sure it's a Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, not a state, but.
You tell him. You tell him, buddy. Yeah. If you're a Pennsylvanian, let us know. Do you like being called a state? Do you prefer Commonwealth?
Yeah.
Yeah. Up here, we prefer the Commonwealth. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Up here, Commonwealth brothers. Come on. Or, family members, brothers, sisters, anything. Family. Yeah. And we kind of fucked that all up.
Yes, I agree. So. So then it's like, well, this scene's stupid. It sucks because they're just like
stupid.
They're setting it up, and they're just like, all right, and scene. Later on, like Diana gets out of her car and with her security team, and Rachel's watching. You can tell from across the street.
Well, I would actually call. So I'd actually call this moment that what you're doing here. This is kind of a montage.
You're right. It is kind of a montage. No, you're totally right. I broke it up into scenes foolishly.
Yeah, but
You're right.
it's kind of a montage because So I mean, you're on board. So like we get Dana Morgan, she gets out of her car with security, and Rachel is like kind of like scoping, reaching at, watching, and then she's like doing things around town. I'm like, I don't even know what's going on. And then we got 8 FBI agents, like they're like, thinking basically. They're like, whoa.
Like, well, and Meeker's like looking at Paloma.
Yeah.
What a shame. What a shame.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Beaker's like beep beep, and then we get Rachel breaking into government building in Pittsburgh. I don't know if it was like a particular building. I mean, it was like a courthouse or something like that, or like whatever.
Yeah. We'll never know.
Government building, right?
Yeah, and then people are clapping at Diana's like campaign office. Diana rolls in.
Yeah, they're all fired up. Like, yeah,
great work, great speech,
good work, good speech. Yeah, you speeched it up.
And then Rachel's
basically a bunch of yesers being like, yeah, yes,
great job, team.
Yes, nailed it. Yes.
And then we get Rachel sneaking around again, which I'm really glad. Like, this is actually another thing that, like, there are two things I liked about this movie probably so far. One of them is this thing when they're like consistent with the disguise of the hat and jacket. She's like, oh, I've seen this hat and jacket before.
Which now looking back, you're like, oh yeah.
Right. When our hero, Jason Momoa, was getting disguised and the hat and jacket fit him, now we get oversized hat and jacket. Right.
It all makes sense. God damn it.
So we get a quick flashback of how she got the jacket.
Yep.
We're trying to make her a relatable character still.
Yeah.
Because she's not. And so they're like trying to force it on you a little bit of like, oh, well, I stole it from mom's belongings, and Ray is in the scene and he's like, well, that was my jacket and your mom stole it from me when we were dating. And she's like, yeah, well, now it's my turn to steal it. The end. Oh, good scene. Good character development.
Great. Done.
Yeah.
And then we get Rachel. She's in the office of Diana Morgan, right? She breaks in there. But then she's like, so she's in there. It's nighttime. And she's like, kind of, I don't know what her plan was. Maybe she was hoping that Diana Morgan would be there. She'd kill her. I don't know. Whatever.
Well, I mean, yeah, she'll get to the plan. The plan happens.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It oddly actually just happens. But like, I don't know. She's in there, and all she's like, I sense a disturbance in the forest. And we get
it's the hitman.
Yeah, it's a hitman. And they fucking action it out, right?
She falls out a window.
Yeah. And then they blast through a window, which is like constant theme in this movie, like people just going through windows. I guess that's a sign of action, right?
Glass is cheap.
Yeah, right. It's all sugar glass anyways. So they go out the window, or she goes out the window, I think, right? And then she's like on like a scaffolding thing. And then like she's like this is Rachel. She's like kind of escaping from this space, I guess. And then the hitman, he's like walking through the hallway, and he passes Congresswoman, right?
Yep.
She's Congresswoman.
So they're cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and she sees him, and she knows, she's like, oh shit, something's.
Oh, we're cool. Yeah.
Yeah, we cool, but something's up, right?
Yep.
And then we get down.
She's like sneaking around more in this like warehouse, whatever this is. I don't know. Like, was this?
It's weird.
This like the Smithsonian or something? A Smithsonian or right? Like they're in DC, maybe. I thought. I don't know.
No, it's so weird. No,
they're in Pittsburgh still.
Yeah, they're still in Pittsburgh. They're like, so she went out the window, and then like apparently there's like this atrium area where there's a fountain, but it's all under construction. So there's a bunch of scaffolding, inside, which just seems it's still inside, but it's outside. Like the building wraps around, and there's like a fountain in the middle of it, and it's like, okay, it's all still under construction, or there's a bunch of scaffolding. So she's like kind of hanging out, and then like
finally the hitman meets up again and catches her and starts firing off some rounds, and like, they get into a real fight now.
He's like and then she jumps and hits the fucking scaffolding thing. This shot from the trailer, we're supposed to make it think it's Jason Momoa,
right?
Same hair, bro.
No, I'm talking about after the scaffolding. After the scaffolding, they do some more sneaking around.
Yeah. No, I was just kind of like filling the audience about, Anyways, yeah.
So now they're at the fountain again, and they're about like finally it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And the hitman gets the upper hand here and holds her head underwater. And she's dying. Finally. And
is that yeah. Yes.
I'm rooting against her at this point. So while she's drowning underwater, she's about dead here. And then we get Ray's voice, little Jason Momoa.
Yeah, a little blue ghost thing, right?
Yep. She does the old, come on, baby, get up, sweet girl. And you're like, oh, they said it. They finally said it. Sweet girl. Ah.
There it is. Title of the movie. Yes.
And then somehow she gets new wind. Like she's dead. She's definitely dead.
Yeah.
And she's like,
she's murdered. She's been drowned underwater for
And then she goes, but underwater, which you can't do. And grabs the knife and then stabs the hitman in the heart like a bunch of times. Like, wait, what?
I want to drink this movie away.
And like, where is anyone right now? Like, how has no one heard all of these gunshots?
It's nighttime.
All of this violence.
It's nighttime in Pittsburgh. No one gives a shit. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Nighttime in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
So she walks away unscathed. Rachel walks away. Well, I say unscathed, but she's got some bruises. And she ends up back at Congresswoman Diana's office here.
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, I'm going to call the FBI. And Diana Morgan's like, great.
Go for it.
I'm pretty sure that you murdered a bunch of people. And she's like, no.
No, that's not actually how that works.
No, but like you and the pharmaceuticals and the bribes. And she's like, what are you talking about, you maniac? She's like, I'm pretty sure you just killed a bunch of people.
Yeah, give him a call. Bring him up.
Yeah. So Diana makes a bunch of statements about how, well, wait a second, I can make all this go away. Work with me here and we can make this all disappear. Like, don't worry.
I'm a politician. I'm dirty, obviously, because they all are, right? And she's just like, yeah, I can make this
nasty.
Yeah,
filthy.
All of them.
Too dirty to clean my act up.
Even the good ones, they're all dirty. And she's,
but if you ain't dirty, you ain't here to party.
I don't know where we're going with this, but anyway, so
that's
she's
like a Christina Aguilera song.
Oh yeah, I mean, I love Christina Aguilera. Poor Christina Aguilera.
Yeah.
She could have been so much more. She actually has a great voice.
She sure does, buddy. She sure does. Yeah. Move on. Reflection. That's a gem.
Phenomenal voice.
Anyway. Where I think we were going with that was Rachel kicks Diana in the chest. instead of being like, yeah, let's all make this go away. She's like, nope. Kicks her in the chest. They get in a little fight.
Pulls out the knife, pulls out Dad's knife, the butcher knife there, and puts up to her throat, Yep.
And Diana's like, I can get all the charges dropped. I got friends with the DOJ.
Tell me the truth.
Where is she?
Yeah,
except for she just admits it then and goes, I took the bribe. I ordered the hit.
It was like, sure. I mean, if you have a knife to your throat, be like, all right, I'll tell you what if you want to know. Absolutely. So it wasn't that easy, but okay. You have a knife to your throat. Okay, I'll give it to you. But
it's the same thing it's like the same thing as that earlier scene when Jason Momoa is trying to do some interrogation and he's just like, they're just like, nope, yep, I'll tell you everything. I mean, I guess it's not. It's Rachel also. It's also Rachel in that scene.
It's still her.
It's like, yeah, I took the bribe. I ordered the hit. You don't understand anything. The candidate with the most money wins. That's how it works. And then she just goes, was it worth it?
Oh my God.
And like I don't know what Rachel's expecting here, but like, she's not going to get a good answer to that question. I
was kind of hoping she would just be like, and just like,
yeah, same.
Splatter the camera with blood and end the day. Move on.
That's what I honestly expected was going to happen.
No. I didn't expect that to happen. I was hoping that would happen. I knew it wasn't going to happen though. There's no fucking way.
Yeah, because Rachel lets her live
because she finally decides not to murder someone.
Yeah, for the first time in this movie, she's like, "Wait a second, I've already killed 20 people today."
You literally got to the highest point. You got to the person who is,
actually responsible for the most part,
right? Killed your entire.
There's still other forces at work here, but still, this is as good as you're gonna get.
Yeah, and now you're just like, you know what? Nah,
I'll spare you.
I'm gonna let fucking FBI deal with you.
Yeah. So luckily,
hell.
I mean, she was recording, which sure.
Classic.
Like we find out she had a little recorder. She got the confession on tape.
Yep, we all got cell phones. Yep. So she was recording this thing.
The police show up, ignoring the bleeding woman limping around on the sidewalk, which is like as Rachel walks away, bleeding and limping.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird. So this movie ends on like kind of another montage type of thing, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So so we've done this. She runs away, and then so she's like kind of limping around, and she goes and gets her things, and she opens a bag, and she's got a passport. So it's like, oh, cool. So you've got a passport to get out of town. Got it.
Yep.
And
the FBI's like, we did it. Mission accomplished, gang.
Pretty sure we put all the. I think we got this one. This is good.
Let's wrap this one up.
Yep. And you're like, what we should do? We should probably dig through Diana Morgan's fucking financials because it seems like this Rachel girl is onto something. It's like,
well, and it's ruthless and it doesn't make any sense. Like it's
makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, it's Meeker going rogue. She's just like, well, Rachel clearly knows something. Like in the background, there's a constant feed of like a news stream talking about the attempted assassination of the congresswoman.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things happening right now. And Meeker's takeaway is, well, Rachel must know something. Why would she have done that? All those murderings if she didn't know something. We got to go through Diana's campaign donations. And then she goes, wait a second, Rachel just sent us something.
Oh my God.
How? Like, how does she have contact with you? I don't understand. The FBI and then arrests Diana. Like, finally, Diana Morgan under arrest for
but just before that, so their FBI is kind of racking their brains, like, man, I think we got her, blah blah. And then all of a sudden, Rachel sends them a message because she's got her number, and she's like, "Oh, we got a new message." Like, how? What is an email? And they get an email again. Everything just all logic just kind of falls apart. It's just kind of like, hey, they're connected. So she sends them the recorded message, right?
Right. Yep.
And they're like, nailed it.
Yeah. Diana, you're under arrest.
And then we get news, kind of background news stuff being like, oh, Diana Morgan, politician, blah, 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 congresswoman gets arrested for blah, blah, doing all this, shady shit. And in the meantime, we've got Rachel kind of like doing these all like a montage, and she's like doing these things. Put on makeup. She goes to like a bank or something, probably exchange some money or whatever. Yeah. And then she's like, she's got her passport. She hops on a plane, and then we get the shot of like the hand on the window of it's actually the plane, which was in the trailer. And then we get this voiceover from Ray being like talking about memories and crossing over and where parents end in a child. And then at the same time, they both say, begin.
The end.
All right.
I can't believe we did
it. We made it. We did it. We made it. We made it to the end of this movie.
Insurmountable. Insurmountable obstacles. This movie is again, it's definitely not the worst we've seen. I've seen worse movies recently.
Yeah. We've done now we're up to 80 episodes now. And of course it's like probably like 40. We've seen 40 films.
It's our 1 year anniversary.
It's our 1 year anniversary. We've seen at least 40 films, and we've analyzed 40 movies. Not the worst, but fuck, man.
It's I hate it. I hate all of it.
It's so frustrating because like there are like good elements again. Like there's not like and
the word could have been good, sure.
Yeah, and like but at the same time it's like how are you going to take on like big pharma and politicians all it's like you're doing
too much.
That's such a big villain. Are you kidding me? Like
I'd rather watch Conan again.
Yeah. It's just
the worst Jason Momoa movie.
It's just no. We're gonna find another one, but
no. Well, at least I feel like at least Jason Momoa could almost act in this movie. In that one,
oh my god,
it's like he had never read a line before.
Fuck. I still want to hang out with him, but I don't know.
He's not a good actor. Yeah.
No,
Like,
but
just decidedly.
fuck, man. This is just and the worst part, we talked about this beforehand. Like the twist is
It made it more fun.
it's so fucking obnoxious, but it's like it's not necessary.
Yeah, I didn't expect
it actually made this boring movie more interesting, but I want to say that with like a line of like, no, I mean, I was just like, oh, okay. It doesn't make the movie better. It's actually just like detracts from like all of the things they're trying to do. Cause you're still like, why would you do this? Like, why would you do this? Like, why is this
change
the twist?
anything?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad we did it.
Yeah, I know. You know what? At the end of the day, it lands right in our wheelhouse. So yeah, 19%.
Yeah, it shows. It shows.
Fuck, man. All right. Well, I don't know. Is that it? Anything else?
I don't think so. I think I'm done on this movie for today.
Yeah, I think I'm exhausted.
I never want to watch it again. I'd watch Last Days of American Crime again, and like I said, that was longer. But
maybe you keep saying that. Don't.
It was entertaining. It was entertaining. Yeah, don't listen to the episode.
But
go watch the movie on Netflix. It's kind of fun. It's way more fun than this one, right? Right?
I don't know. The movie's bad.
Yeah.
Don't put me in the spot where I have to like, you know.
Oh, it's like that's the hard thing is I'm always like, oh, we'll recommend something. Like go watch Squid Game. That was pretty good.
I didn't see it yet, but
yeah. I didn't love the ending, but it was a good show. Like go. I always try and compare it to something else we've watched before. Like, oh well, instead you should go watch Clowntergeist because that movie is a real fun. It's a fun Halloween flick, right?
Yeah, have some beers, watch Clowntergeist.
Yeah.
You know?
But in good conscience, I can't possibly recommend this one. Go watch something good instead.
No, it's fucking obnoxious. Go for a bike ride. Go for a run, you know?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Exercise or consume content that's not this. You're better than this.
All right. Well, I think that's it. I think we're done, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, hey, thank you all for listening if you've made it this far. We'll be back next week. Yeah, bless you. God bless you. We'll be back next week. New movie, new trailer trash. But in the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram at It's This Meets That, and we're ITMT Pod on Twitter. We've been pretty bad with it, but we're gonna get back into it. So
yeah, be looking out.
Yeah,
we're on the social medias.
We're on the social medias, and we're gonna get better with it. It's fun. Don't worry about it. Just check it out. But if you're listening to this right now, you should wherever you're listening to this, Google, Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio. Wherever, we're everywhere. You should follow or subscribe to us.
Yeah.
Because that makes us happy.
Yeah. It helps us with the algorithms. Think of the science. You're doing science.
Yes. You're doing science, but not even knowing it. Just fucking follow something, you know, follow us, you know?
Exactly. Or while you're there following us, you could, leave us a review.
I'd say right?
Well, I've heard it both ways. Yeah. Leave us a review. Yeah. We thrive on you people, the people who listen to this podcast.
That's okay.
The listeners. We do it for the listeners, Russ. You know that.
Yeah. Well, I just that phrase sounded a little condescending, but yeah, okay.
Everything I do
it for you. Bryan Adams.
Shout out to Bryan Adams. Fuck you if you want to be on the podcast.
Heartbeat.
Anyway,
I think another Canadian, by the way.
Oh,
is that a stretch? I think he might be.
Friend of the pod, as all Canadians are.
I'm not going to look it up, but I'm going to say he's a Canadian. So fuck it. If you're not, fucking email us.
Yeah, fucking email us. Like all the rest of you should fucking email us.
Right.
It's thismeetsthat@gmail.com. In case you forgot, we don't say it enough.
Yeah, just do it.
And again. Go listen to the other episodes. We have other episodes. We've done this before. This is our 80th one.
We are 1 year anniversary in.
Yeah. Start at 15. I think we started hitting our stride around 15.
Yeah. Yeah. That feels about right.
But yeah, go to the back catalog. It's thismeetsthat.com. You can find everything that you need to know. There's a couple of cute bios of me and Russ, maybe a little Easter eggs in there for all the lovers out there.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, but yes, that's all there. Yes.
Websites.
Yeah. Big Pharma wins in the end.